You're not broke. You're leaking money. And the worst part? You don't even notice it happening. Because it's not one big catastrophic mistake that's draining your life. It's 1,000 tiny invisible cuts. It's the small things, the quiet habits, the things that feel completely harmless in the moment, but are quietly sabotaging your future. $5 here, $10 there, a quick, I deserve this, a small reward after a long day. It doesn't feel like much when you're tapping your card or clicking Buy Now, but over time, it becomes something bigger, something dangerous. It becomes the difference between freedom and being trapped in a cycle you can't escape. Most people think being broke means you don't make enough money. They think the answer is always more. More hours, a higher salary, a better job. But that's a lie. I want you to look at the high-income slave. This is the person earning 6 figures, driving the European car, and living in the luxury apartment. Yet they are still stressed, still stuck, still feeling broke. Not because they're lazy, not because they're careless, but because they are victims of the financial invisible script. They are trying to fill a bucket that has holes in the bottom. No matter how much water you pour into that bucket, it never fills up. That's what's happening to your money. You're not broke because you earn too little. You feel broke because your system is leaking. Your income is the water, but your habits are the bucket. And until we plug the holes, the volume of water doesn't matter. Let's talk about where the money actually goes. It's rarely the big, dramatic purchases. It's the digital parasites and the convenience traps that have been engineered to harvest your wealth while you sleep. Leak number 1. The architecture of convenience. We live in the most frictionless era of human history. Companies spend billions of dollars on research to make spending feel like nothing. They want to remove the pain of paying. Think back to when we used physical cash. When you handed over a $50 bill, your brain felt a physical sting. You saw the wallet get thinner. You felt the loss. Today, it's a digital tap. It's a face scan. It's an autofill credit card. The system is designed to make money invisible, and because it's invisible, it leaks. Look at your subscription graveyard. Apps you downloaded for a free trial and forgot to cancel. Streaming services you don't even watch. Premium versions of software you used once. Services you don't even use anymore, but they are still quietly charging you every 30 days. You don't feel them because they're automatic. They are like digital parasites attached to your bank account, sucking out small amounts of blood every month. Individually, $15 doesn't feel like a threat, but when you have 10 of these parasites, that's $150 a month. Over a year, that's nearly $2,000. That's $2,000 of your life, hours of your sweat and stress, handed over to a company for a service you didn't even use. Then there's the convenience tax. Paying extra just to save 5 minutes of effort. Ordering food because you're too tired to cook. Choosing comfort over control. When you choose convenience, you aren't just paying for the product. You are paying a penalty for your own lack of preparation. These aren't purchases. They are leaks, and they are drowning you. Leak number 2. The emotional reflex. This is the biggest trap of all. It's not about logic. It's not about what you need. It's about how you feel. You feel stressed at work? So you buy something online to feel a spark of control. You feel bored on a Tuesday night. So you scroll through a marketplace until a deal gives you a hit of dopamine. You feel tired after a long day. So you treat yourself to a luxury you can't afford. Once spending becomes a way to manage your emotions, it stops being a choice. It becomes a reflex. Feel something, spend money, repeat. You're not buying a product. You're buying a mood. But the mood only lasts until the package arrives. Then the guilt sets in. Then the stress returns. And to fix the stress, you spend again. This is the loop that keeps the bucket empty. Most people try to fix this by chasing higher income. They think, if I just made more, I could afford my emotions. So they work more hours. They take on more pressure. They chase the raise. But here is the truth the system doesn't want you to know. If the leaks stay open, more money won't help you. It just flows out faster. That's why people get raises and still feel broke. Nothing changes because the system never changed. The more water you pour in, the more the pressure increases on the holes at the bottom. The leaks just grow to match your lifestyle. You're on a treadmill that moves faster every time you try to run. The turning point happens the moment you stop asking, "How do I make more money?" and start asking, "Where is my money going?" Awareness is the first step to control, and control is the first step to freedom. Let's look at the math. If you waste just $10 a day on leaks, a coffee you didn't need, a delivery fee, a subscription you don't use, that's $3,600 a year. For most of you, that represents a month or two of your entire life. It represents the freedom to say no to a boss you hate. It represents the security of an emergency fund. When you leak $10, you aren't just losing money. You are losing your future time. Now imagine this instead. You don't change your job. You don't get a raise. You just plug the leaks. You cancel the parasites. You add friction to your spending. You stop buying costumes to impress people who aren't looking. You don't feel restricted. You feel in control. You feel powerful. Because now your money stays with you. It builds. It stacks. It becomes a foundation. You don't need a higher salary to fix your life. You need a better system. A system that protects your resources instead of draining them. Every dollar you waste is a dollar taken from your future self, and every dollar you keep is a step toward the version of you that is finally, truly free. You're not broke, you're leaking. Fix the leaks, and everything changes.